Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
I feel like we were ready there. Can we take it from the top and do it again?
You're funny.
Funny guy.
You're funny. You think
I do what I can. I'm just trying my best
All
over
these
here.
jokes.
Guys, I was on Reddit the other day.
Yeah, you were.
I was on the Sixpence None the Richer subreddit.
Yeah. Oh, that thing's bumping,
It's
dude.
bumping. Lots of things are going on.
Tarly B, dude.
Yes.
Tarly B is on there all the time.
But the bit. So what I like to do. This is my
Nothing
personal
about
preference.
Tarly B from either of you.
We don't. We
He's
know we
got
don't talk
places to
about him. You know we don't talk. We know you don't. We know that you know that we don't talk
trying
about
to
him.
bait
We
us.
know you don't talk.
We know you know that we don't talk
You
to him,
know.
and you bring him up all the time.
You know that.
And you know I don't like bad mouthing people,
right.
and yet you still do this. What I
Anyway.
like to do when I'm on Reddit
Yeah.
is sort by top, and then of like the past
Isn't
week.
that how Reddit works?
No,
Okay.
it depends on how you. Like,
Got it.
usually it's the hottest stuff.
Hottest stuff.
Hottest over the last.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like to do top 7 days, and the top post from the last 7 days on the Sixpence None the Richer subreddit was, "How's your weekend?"
How was
There
your
it is.
weekend? Yeah, I thought it might be coming.
So topical.
We did. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, that was great.
It's good, man. It's a good weekend.
Yeah, what do you want to say about it?
Yeah, not much. I just, a lot of basketball right now for me. Just coaching a lot of basketball, so
Sure are.
I know.
Is nonstop. It's
Yeah.
He talks about coaching basketball as if it was a sentence put on him from prison. Like, I got basketball. Guys, I got basketball. Like,
You asked me how my weekend
it was a
Brent.
personal choice of yours.
You asked me how my weekend was. You didn't have to do that.
I did. It was a top post on
he
Sixpence
had
None the
to.
It
Richer
was the top
Subreddit.
post. Ahead of Tarly B.
Brian, how,
Mine was fine. My dog, for some reason, is marking the inside of our house a lot. And so we're
What do you mean by
dealing with,
marking?
Urinating.
Going to the bathroom.
Mark,
What do you think, Mark? He's got a Sharpie out.
My name's
Marking it out.
Drew an opposable thumb.
He's
and
drawing
like,
basketball
got him
plays.
here. Smiley face.
It's
he writes
really
he
annoying.
writes
Woof.
the name Mark
This is
just
Mark.
throughout the
Mark.
house. Mark. Hey, I'm Mark. I'm little puppy Jack. I like Mark. Let's
Buddy
go
misses
back.
his
That's
buddy
a better
Mark.
Boston accent than we heard in the movie.
Well.
Do you think, are you worried about him? Like, what's going on?
Not severely.
Okay.
He's recently been checked out, and he's pretty strong.
Okay.
He's old. I mean, he's
Yeah,
13.
he's an old boy.
But they said he's looking great. So I think he's just doing it to torment us at this point.
That's fair.
So.
Good. So every morning you wake up and it's like, oh, look what we
No,
have
it's
here.
like every chance you walk into the living room.
I
or
do think you
kitchen,
should be worried.
It's like, what are you doing? Twice in one day.
I'm
Twice
not
on
a
Saturday.
vet. I'm not a veteran, but I will say, I do think that there should be
Do
at
you
least
think
a
a veteran
skosh.
would have an inside scoop
They might.
Those
on
dogs.
this situation?
They might.
We might get him checked out, but
Yeah.
at this point, we're just watching it.
Okay.
Just
Good,
watching him.
good.
Watching him go all over
So
the
that was
place.
better than me saying coaching a lot of basketball is what you're saying.
Yes.
His dog's pissing all over the house.
I'm not saying that it's better. I'm just saying
different.
I'm just saying it's different. That's all I'm saying.
How was your weekend, Brian?
Blessed, highly favored, in fact.
yeah. And today is your birthday.
Today is my birthday. Yes.
Yes. 31 years old.
31. 31
Youngin.
years. 31 times around the sun.
31 and I'm Brian.
I will say, and I thank you for bringing this up. I did prepare 31 things that I love
Phew.
about the Sixpence None the
Phew.
Richer
I'm just going to
subreddits.
curl right up in a ball over here.
I wish I prepared some cupcakes or something.
Yeah, just something we could
You
do.
could have. You
I
could have
could've.
done something.
Sure could have.
Yeah.
Someone. You guys. Did you get any Hall stars to send in videos? Like saying happy
Yeah, go ahead and
birthday?
try. Aaron, cue that clip.
Oh,
Aaron lost
Aaron
the
lost
clip.
the
So
clip.
once again, this is on Aaron.
this is on Aaron. Well, you know what? It's good that with Tracy no longer producing the show, it's still as bad as it ever has
To be
been.
fair, we just transitioned over, and you and I worked with Trace on that, if I'm not mistaken. You and I worked with Trace on
Yes.
the Brandon birthday surprise.
That's right. So Aaron was out of the loop on that.
Trace,
one.
what do you have? Do you have anything, or are you still mad
What
about
I
this?
have, we cannot play on this
Okay.
show.
All right. You can't play it.
Yes.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit.
Why not?
All right, I'll play a little bit. That's all we can play.
Oh,
Just that sound.
I don't
get to
like
the
that.
rest later.
I don't like that one bit.
Hey guys, really quickly before we dive into Wedding Veil
Expectations.
expectations, a quick reminder that you can watch this show on philo.tv/DTH. All of our shows right there for streaming. You could go on Philo, you could watch Wedding Veil Expectations, and then immediately afterwards, go and, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, yeah, that sounds like a hot plan. That sounds like a plan.
A hot plan.
A hot plan.
Yep.
I'm trying to bring back hot. I'm trying to bring back hot.
Yeah.
I have a couple New Year's resolutions. One of those is to bring back hot. That sounds like a hot plan. Well, philo.tv/DTH, you can get a little trial. Hop on in there, do a test drive, and I think you're going to like it.
Also, the movies there, like you get the one button ad skip, and I feel like that's all you need at that point. That's why you go there.
Yeah. I think we need to do a tutorial on how to one button skip.
That's the second
I
time
think
you've mentioned that.
Really?
You should, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think we absolutely, because
it's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
Yes.
And I don't even think it's that complicated.
It is not.
It's one button. You click
But it's just different for every
it's different
interface.
Yeah, it's different.
Roku versus Android versus Apple, whatever.
Versus Tutu, which they're still getting up and running, I think Tutu is, but it's going to be a game changer.
Really good stuff.
They're making their own TVs in-house. They're small.
They're small TVs. So they're like cell phones.
They're small
Itty-bitty
TVs,
TV.
and they connect to, their whole bit is you can connect this to your Tutu. Like the Tutu that you're wearing, they are portable TVs that connect to Tutu. And they're actually Tutus that you put on, and when you spin...
What motion were you doing?
Tutu, right there. I take it back. I just got word I'm incorrect. It's a tutu that you can buy.
You keep doing this.
I know. I know.
We don't
like
know what a TV is.
Yeah. But I'm wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong about Tutu altogether.
Right.
Tutu is a streaming service. It's a TV. It's going to be a new TV. You put it on like a tutu, and when you spin, it becomes a TV. You have to keep spinning, though. So it's exercise.
So until that comes out, Philo's king of the mountain.
Well, no,
right?
Philo... No.
We'll be on Tutu.
We'll be on Tutu.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Got it.
I don't actually know if that's correct.
I'm sorry that I can't get this straight.
Guys, I just got bad news.
It is a TV
Tutu
wear
lost its
like
funding.
Okay,
Tutu lost its
I
funding.
thought it might have. Thought it might have.
We'll just cut that out and post it.
Yeah, we will. But either way, philo.tv/GTH. That's what I'm trying to say. Wedding veil expectation.
If
Brian,
there's not a lace exhibit, I'm out. I want to be very, very clear. Gotta be one.
Stay tuned.
Brian, you
Yes.
a week ago had not seen a single wedding veil movie.
That's right.
And you have spent the last week watching 4.
Thinking about watching. Yes. 4.
But you watched the first 3 to get ready for the 4th one.
Of course.
Can you really quickly take us through that journey?
Rank them. Just rank them.
Rank them real quick.
Yes.
1, 3, 2.
You like one more than 3.
Yeah.
Because Dan's been going around slandering you, saying that you hated the first one.
Yeah. I did not hate the first one.
He's been going on all the suburbs. The Sixpence on the Retreat.
Yeah,
Pushing
Charlie
on
B
there.
and I did a full...
Stop!
Sorry.
I hated the second one. I hate... It's me. I know it is. The whole thing about relaxing in the different culture and drinking your espresso for 2.5 hours, I hate it. And it drives me crazy. I get too stressed out for that.
So you don't hate the movie.
So you like
hate a
the
whole
first
culture.
one more than the Victor Webster
I think so.
But really quickly, he didn't hate the movie. He just hates a whole culture.
An entire culture. The Italian culture. Yeah.
You hate. And you do want to put that on the record?
Yeah.
Yes, that's me, though. I'm not saying it's a problem with them. I hate it. It's my problem. It's not the Italian.
Really quick, guys. I got my new Hallmark University sweatshirt.
Harvard University Hallmark.
Benjamin Ayers has been promoting this on the social media. All the proceeds of this
So great.
go to a fantastic organization, the Toronto Women's Shelter, I believe is what it is. And I bought a sweatshirt, got some shirts for everybody in the office that are coming in later today. Big fun, a lot of fun. So go to...
We're waiting on our shirts to arrive.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
just making sure.
That sweatshirt, I mean, I don't know. They heard it was my birthday, I guess, and they made sure I got it out a little bit quicker. But check out Benjamin Ayers' Instagram for information. I believe it's the URL is like Romance University. The copyright things, I don't know. But Romance.
It's good when you throw out something like that and you don't know for sure.
I do know for sure. I do know for sure.
Okay.
Romance.
That it is correct or that it's wrong?
Romance dash. Dash.
Not an underscore.
Not an underscore. Romance dash.
Got it.
University.com. Wedding Veil Expectation. Originally aired on January 7th, 2023.
Yes.
And it went a little something like this. Peter and Avery.
That's not what Peter can do for you.
About what you can do for your Peter.
Wait a minute.
Peter and Avery.
Take that from the top.
Yeah.
Or no?
Wedding Veil Expectation. Peter and Avery bought an old castle, it appears, that apparently needs some work done that Peter is not thrilled about. Emma and Tracy, show up for a fun time, big time, 24 hours. And Avery opens up about how she had a positive pregnancy test. So she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. And then the doctor said, also, you're wrong about that. You're a part of the 1%. And by that, I mean the 1% that the pregnancy test is incorrect.
Yes.
Also,
that's the 1%. She's a part of. Oh, that's kind of wonky.
Go back to the 1, and then Dan's going to fix it. So go back to the you're a part of the 1%. But now she wants to be pregnant. She thinks that she is. She's waiting to see the doctor, and she doesn't want to tell PETA until she knows for sure. She is also working on a lace exhibit. Now, hold your applause, everyone. The lace
exhibit.
Yeah. The lace exhibit.
I'm going to pimp your museum.
That's exactly right. Now, the lace exhibit has a lot of classic lace staples, such as the painting by Avicii.
Oh, yeah.
The wedding veil itself.
Wake me up when this film's over.
The wedding veil itself. I believe a little baby dress with lace on it.
The communion dress, right?
The communion dress. Yeah, you wear that, and then your baby gets married.
That's right.
I believe, best I can figure that. And then lots of other fun facts about lace. Guys, again, hold your applause. And so she's very excited about this, but you know who's not excited about this? The new head guy,
executive director of the museum.
He walks into the museum and
boy.
he says, now that I'm seeing it in person, it's worse than I could have ever imagined. So he says, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going into the boardroom with the other executives. We're going to try to do a trade here. We're going to try to trade up in the draft.
Trade up.
We're going to try to trade up in the draft. We're going to get some new art up in this joint. And you guys are going to freaking love it. I'm going to be general manager of the year, GM of the year, this guy.
Win my league.
Now, Avery keeps trying to tell PETA that she does find out that she's officially pregnant, and she's waiting for the perfect time. But the perfect time it keeps going away because they go to dinner, but then his mom and her new boy toy that Peter doesn't like join them. And then she's like, oh, I'll tell you then. But then there's something that happens with the house. And then she's like, I'll get the honeymoon suite at the hotel. But then he shows up and he's exhausted and he falls asleep immediately. And so that's tough. But finally, she just comes right out and says it, and he is pumped. Guys, I got an update. This just in. We have a trade. The GM has traded 3 paintings for 3 paintings, including Avicii.
Avicii's gone.
Avicii's gone.
On the way out the door.
Well, and to be honest, Avicii's past his prime. We're getting youth movement. A couple of up and comers.
What about cash considerations?
We're getting 1 second-round pick.
Yeah.
And a boatload of cash considerations.
Oh, a lot of cash considerations.
That's
really good.
No?
You can't say no. You can't say no to that.
It's too good. You got to think of the future.
You got to think of the future. Exactly right. We're planning for the future.
Yep.
She is not happy about this. She says, guys, here's the thing. I know Avicii hasn't been scoring well. I know Avicii's numbers are down, lower than they've ever been before. But we also have to stand by Avicii in a time like this.
Yeah.
We have to put we love Avicii.
Gave so much.
Avicii's a crowd favorite.
Yes.
And so she decides, I'm going to do something. I'm going to show the GM that Avicii can still bring in a crowd. That Avicii can still, from time to time, throw up a double-double. If we cheer loud enough, maybe a triple-double. Who knows? So if
we cheer loud enough.
Maybe a triple-double. So the guy who's been doing a lot of renovations and whatnot on the house says that he knows a guy who does a TV show that is apparently a big deal. And so he's like, yeah, you can have the number. He comes, does a story on the Veil exhibit in Avicii, and opening day comes for the exhibit, and it is popping. It is popping. And the guy comes in and he's like, you know what? You're right. And I think he rescinds the offer of it's no longer getting traded.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Foggy
You
on those
watched it,
details.
Brian?
Foggy on that.
We're all
I'm
foggy
not
on
sure.
if the trade has been rescinded.
I think he keeps it. He wants to keep it permanently. He says it's part of the permanent
Avicii.
collection.
Avicii's
yeah.
part of the permanent
Wow,
collection.
almost
That's
lost
exactly
Avicii.
right.
Wow.
That's
Here,
exactly
here,
right.
Everything he gave.
Yeah.
Yeah. The house is continuing to be fixed up, and one thing after another. Fast forward 7 months.
That's right.
And there is a giant of a baby.
Lacey's holding some stranger's baby.
That's exactly right. Emma and Tracy are there. They're all loving it, and we're loving it too. We're setting ourselves up for success and for next week, and that, my friends, was Wedding Veil Expectations.
We did it.
We did do it, everybody. We did do it, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down, talk about what we thought about it, etc. On the other side of the break, here on Deck the Hallmark. Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So good to
that
be
was
back.
fun.
Yeah, it
That was a
was.
fun break, but it's good to
Yeah.
be back here on
Really is.
Deck the Hallmark. Let's talk about Wedding Veil Expectations, a movie we watched on the Philo. Let's break it down. Let's start.
Why would we do that?
No,
Everybody,
sorry, I
hold,
still
please.
got Little Puppy Jack on the mind. Still got Little Puppy Jack on the mind.
Hold, please. Hold, please.
I'm making it up to
One
you.
moment.
I'm
I'll
making
make it up to you.
Let's. Are you ready? Let's start.
How'd you throw an H in there?
Are you ready?
Let's start
Start.
with a hot take.
Hot take.
That's where
Hot
the
take
H
has an
came from.
H.
Hot take.
That's where the H came from. Brian,
Short take.
what'd you think about it? Wedding Veil Expectations.
Expectations. My fourth
Did it
movie.
exceed your expectations?
No. I mean, it met my expectations. I think it met. I had to think about that one. So this one, I don't get the fuss around this series from
What do you mean?
guys.
Okay.
I
Like
don't,
the complaints?
the complaints. I don't see what is so
sharts?
bad. The sharts about it.
Yeah.
I don't get what is so bad. I don't mind this at all. Like, minus the Italian nonsense of relaxing all the time.
Minus an entire country.
Yeah.
And culture, way of life, arguably better than the way I live. I don't get it. Like, what is so bad about it? I had a pretty good time with this, and I think Mason. I liked Mason. He puts the ace in Mason, obviously, which is why we like him so much.
Yeah.
I thought his character was fun. I thought I had a good time with him. I liked them bringing in some new people. I think that should we dedicate a section to the accent, or should we just sprinkle it in the section?
You can do that whenever you want. You're from Massachusetts, Brian.
you.
So you
Sure.
go ahead first.
Well, I'll get to that one second then. So if we're gonna, but I think what they're gonna do with
Hey,
this,
should we talk about this?
Well, I just had to-
we
it was
can.
on my
yeah,
mind.
I'll get to
I'll
it
get
later.
to that.
Don't
I'll
tell
get
me what to
that.
do.
What I think they should do though, if they're gonna keep doing this every year, which I wouldn't mind if they did, bring in even more people.
You wouldn't mind if they do 3 Wedding
No.
Veil movies every year?
And we'll see at the end of this month how
You know that I
holds
consider
up.
you a dear friend. In this moment, I hate you.
I don't see it. But imagine if they brought in Andrew Walker shows up. You know,
They did this with the Bride movie, the walk to Jack Wagner's planning wedding movies, and those are terrible. Don't act like this is a good idea, Brian.
I just think it would be more fun if they brought in more people and it became
So
more
they
of
have
the world.
3 of Hallmark's biggest female stars, and you want more.
Yes, I think people
Okay.
trickling in. You
3
know,
of Hallmark's biggest
it'd be
stars.
fun.
Wait a minute. Female stars. And then you've got Kevin McGarry,
you got some hard
Victor
hitters.
Webster.
Yeah.
So 5 of Hallmark's biggest stars in general.
And Palo in the Veil.
Palo, Italy, Palo in the Veil. And now you're like, what if we really brought some talent into the equation?
No, I'm saying if you're going to stretch this out for a really long time, and you can't, this is going to get stale eventually.
I hadn't gotten there
So
yet.
let's just trickle in a few more people. Anyway, the accent. I'm
Oh, we're getting to it now?
going to do the accent.
I'm actually going to ask you to hold off on
Oh,
that.
great. All right.
What in the
No,
world is
on the warm
happening?
note.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I freaking love the accent.
All right.
I
That's all I need to know.
loved it. I loved it.
But why do you love it?
I'll tell you exactly why I loved it. I know your thing is it's bad. Like it's not good. There is not a good
No,
Boston
it's not
accent.
consistent.
Sure, he's in and
It's
out of it.
there, then it's gone.
Yeah, he's in and out.
So you loved that?
No, I just
Okay.
love it being there.
You loved it being there.
If he wasn't doing that accent, if he wasn't adding that to his character, it would just be his flat, just whatever. Whatever. Every time he spoke, I was smiling. Like it was enjoyable to me. I think it was a great choice to do this, even if it's kind of ridiculous, which I think is another reason I love it, because I see somebody doing something ridiculous and I'm like, yes, I don't care if it's great or terrible, like more please. Like that is, I love what you're
Double
doing.
Decker John just said he'd like to unsubscribe from Brian.
Yes. I think we all would,
I cannot
John.
get it. I think it's really funny. It's really fun. And even if he's doing, he knows he's not.
What are you, when you say it's really funny, you mean you're laughing at him, right?
I'm laughing because he's obviously doing it.
The only way that accent is funny is if you're laughing at him.
He's doing
right?
it as, he knows he's not, it's a hard accent and he's not great with the accent.
He doesn't think he thinks he's pulling it off.
He thinks he's doing a
so
good
when you
job
say it's
in the
funny,
character.
then you're with me then.
I don't listen to it and go, oh yeah, he's from Boston. He's not from Boston.
Clearly.
Clearly. But him doing that is hilarious, and I love it. And I'm not making fun of him, like, ha, you're bad. I'm saying
You can't make fun of someone and say I'm not making fun of you.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
right. This guy's
It's like saying
hysterical.
I'm glad he's doing it.
I'm not making fun of you.
It's like saying no offense, but you're the worst person of all time. Like, how am I supposed to
that's
take
right.
that?
Yes.
It's like
Offensive.
every
You
morning
can't
you
have
guys
both
come in.
ways here, buddy.
I don't know. It's hard to explain that, I guess. I love that he's doing it. There isn't a good sounding, like there's like an Italian accent, like somebody who's speaking English and they have an Italian or Puerto Rican or some foreign accent, it can sound really nice and really cool. Boston accents just don't sound really cool or really nice. Like,
But there's
never
been a whole, like, there's a litany of people doing Boston accents, like for a century.
Yes.
Like, it's normal to do, and when people do them, we all know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And that is a very stereotypical Boston
Yeah.
accent. I don't really care if he goes that route or not, but to, in the same movie, sound like a Kennedy and sound like a nondescript narrator is absurd. Like, there's no
it's all over.
consistency
Yes,
to
he's
it.
inconsistent in it. Absolutely.
We know what it should sound like.
Right. And I just wanted him to do it all the time. More. Not go out of it.
But as it stands, it was hysterical, Kevin.
It was hysterical. It was great. I loved it. It was my favorite part.
But are you saying that all Boston accents are hilarious, or the fact that he was trying to do one?
And he just was inconsistent was funny.
Him doing it. Like, clearly, he doesn't have an authentic Boston accent. So for me, hearing him doing it was hilarious. I don't know. And I loved it. It was my favorite part of the movie. It was, I don't know. It was just so funny.
This is like the Southerners bless your heart is what this is. It's like,
I guess so.
It was so fun and funny.
I'm not
to see this guy not from around my neck of the woods,
dude.
trying his best to struggle through a whack-a-mole accent. That's basically what Brian is saying.
But I'm not trying to backhand.
I think we're on the same page,
But I'm not
Brian.
trying to be like, hey, you did a bad job. I'm saying I'm glad he did it. I hope it happens in every triplet movie here we get every season.
Every triplet movie
we're gonna
we
get 3 every year. I hope here.
Oh my goodness,
So,
Brian.
Go ahead. But there were 2 words which I will get to that did drive me nuts, and I'll touch on those in my feels.
Awesome,
Great
teaser.
More of that.
Okay, so last year my ranking of the Wedding Veil movies, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, was 3, 1, 2.
I think it was 3. I don't remember. I know 3 was the best. The other 2 are really bad.
I believe it's 3, 1, 2, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a similar rating system this year. I will say, like, there's been a year, and I was like really dreading heading into another Wedding Veil trilogy, and I didn't dislike it as much as that I anticipated I was going to. And I will say, touching really quickly on the accent, if we can go back to that I actually thought that it was the problem with the accent last year that we had was not that he did it, but that it would, like, he came in and out of it. And I do feel like it was more consistently done throughout the movie this year. Take it to the tape, taketotape.com. It's fine. I don't know. It's fine. It's a thing that I didn't think needed to continue, and would I have rather have seen a new, fresh Hallmark Channel movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have probably.
Dude,
definitely.
Winter, we always argue about Winter Getaway.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, forget about it. I love Winter
Getaway. With, was it Brooks Darnell? Who is that? That's in that movie.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, it should have been in the bottom 5, and you guys were like, no, it shouldn't be in the bottom 5. Like, why are we doing a 4th one of these? I would take a brand new Winter Getaway type movie any day of the week over something like this, right?
Yeah,
100%. Or is that where you are, or you rather want a 4? You clearly you want 7, 8, 9.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it. I think it's a fun little world. I can't not say. I would prefer a brand new movie. That would be a little more refreshing.
Okay,
I would go with
so
that.
we're still on board. This is worse than just getting something new and different, right?
But the first week we had something new and different, and
no, give me the dog movie over this any day.
Really?
Yes. Absolutely. Sevier and cute dogs, that's better than whatever we got here.
To summarize, thought it was fine. Didn't need it in my life. The accent was more consistent this year. And I guess we'll do it again next week.
We will do it again next week. This was pretty difficult to get through. It was not good. You want to talk about stakes? I don't know if stakes have ever been lower. The stakes in this movie are they going to get to have the lace exhibit? When will she tell Kevin McGarry that she's pregnant? Will they keep the painting? That's it. I did as much as I could do there, and that is nothing. Absolutely nothing. And
we have a trade.
So my thing is this, Brian, is I get what you're saying about Italy and drinking the espresso, but if I get 0 stakes, go ahead and give me Italy. Go ahead and at least let me look at some gondolas and some canals, and let me at least see. If I'm going to have to sit through just watching paint dry for 2 straight hours, at least let me sit through watching paint dry with more colors. And that's probably why I had it 3-2-1. The accent is bad.
And a canal.
A gondola and a canal. It's a both.
You think you can do that at the same time?
I think we could make it work. If we had to.
I love that you had a whole place to come up with another thing, and you just said the thing that one thing sits in.
That's right. A gondola and a canal.
And a canal.
Yeah, exactly. Some pizza.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
The Mario Brothers. All the things.
All the things we love.
You think of. Just if it's going to be boring as Hades with no end in sight, I never thought this was going to end. The movie has no purpose aside from getting all these people together. And if you're going to make me sit through a movie where there is 0 purpose aside from watching Hall stars have fun together, you may as well make it in a foreign country. They get a vacation out of it, bring their families along. There's some scenery for me to look at. This is my least favorite of the 4.
Wow.
And I don't even think it's particularly close. It's just not good, guys. It's not a good use of our time. It's not a good use of Hallmark's money.
Now, his time back.
I do. I legitimately want my time back.
It's not a good use of your time. Guys, can I do a TED Talk real quick on
I could
how
have been sleeping. Could have been playing Angry Birds 2. Could have been doing something. Or one for that matter.
No.
This is terrible.
1 would be a waste of time.
I'm just saying, anytime we watch a movie that's a new movie where they've tried something different, if I say it's bad, just know that it's bad, but it's not this. It doesn't matter. What's the worst thing? The Butlers in Love movie last year, Mariah's Lighthouse. Those movies are way better than this. And I just want that on the record. When we rank these movies, those movies better than this movie. Pumpkin Everything. Better than this movie. You name it, it's better. It's better than this. The 4th in a series of 6 that Brian wants to be 9, where 5 Hall stars get together and do absolutely nothing, is at the bottom of my list of wanting to do. I'll sign up to go to the dentist. What do you want me to do to not watch another one of these movies?
Dude. Lance Lancer Learns the Kazoo. Better than this?
Dude, I saw Lance Lancer Learns the Kazoo, and there was an audio commentary by Tarly B, and it was I couldn't even.
That's you. First of all, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're just doing that just to make me mad because I don't like Tarly.
Yeah, of course. You were telling the truth about Lance Lancer.
Gondolas in the canal.
Yeah, gondolas in the canal. Saw him live.
Guys, let's get to the feels. Brian, feels?
Yeah.
You want to do a backhanded make fun of the accent again?
The thing about this amazing accent and how funny it is
how funny it is. It's just great to see, man.
I just love your face.
So
I just think it's so funny looking. It's just a funny looking face.
What Brian is saying, Kevin, is cute how you tried to play a character there.
It was awesome. It was bold. And I'm all for it.
Chris, next time I see him, with the Jimmy Stewart accent, I'm going to be like, if somebody had been like, it was hilarious. How would that sit with you, Chris?
Oh,
it's hilarious that you did that.
So I
think that's my issue is there are people that if you listen to our When Calls a Heart podcast, you will know that I think Kevin McGarry is a great actor. Mm-hmm. You will know that. He gives a very layered performance in that show that is too good for that show. Having said that, there are guys on the Hallmark Channel that do a dialect or an accent for each role that they take, and they do it so seamlessly that you don't know that they're doing it. And those guys would be insulted to hear that this is the thing. is what I'm saying.
It's just such a blatant thing to do.
It is.
The accent.
It is.
So to do it, it's just like, man, good for you, man. Good
for you. I can get behind that. Good for you. You did it. So you swung big.
Big swing.
Big swing.
Two feels. One was Ray LaMontagne feels. They played a Ray LaMontagne song, and it was great to hear that music in the show. Feels 2 words that Peter said. Peter said that, like, I was like, oh, I wish he got those right. And one was Harvard.
Oh, he didn't get Harvard right.
He did not get Harvard right. And I tried to put together a compilation of people saying Harvard who are from Boston to get some real.
Did you get it?
I did. It doesn't sound great.
Okay.
No, it's not great.
Well, I hate that.
Me too.
For all of us.
Me too. And his wasn't, like, if you're going to get one word, nail it. It's got to be Harvard. Like, you just got to get that Harvard.
Yeah.
You got to get it. And he didn't. He missed that. And the other one he kept saying was either. And people from Boston don't say either.
No.
They don't say either. They say either.
Yeah.
Either. Never either. Like, that's stuff somebody says that and everybody stops and looks at you like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
So every time he said either, I was like, ooh, that one, just get
either.
Good to know. It all sounded bad to me.
Either.
I know it did. That's it.
Either.
This is why we have a pro here, though.
We got a pro Boston boy here. Boston boy.
Pro Boston boy.
My feel, I love a good house. I love a good house.
Yeah, nice house.
It's a nice house and fun. Remodel.
A lot wrong with it. Probably should have gotten an inspection.
I will say, I really like HGTV. Like
HDTV,
show?
high definition TV.
No, HG.
Home
There it is.
reno?
Home and
G as in
garden.
gondola.
Home and gondola.
I love that type of stuff. So it was fine. That gave me feels. Like in another life, I would like to buy an old house and fix it up, but I'm not nearly the man to do that. So
You would like to buy an old house and you want to fix it up yourself?
I would, in an ideal world.
Really?
Yeah. Like I see like woodcraft and stuff like that. I'm like, that is awesome. Like I would love to be more crafty and hands-on, but I also I can't. Yeah. Like I can't. Anytime I do any home improvement thing, I'm like, am I drunk? Am I blind? Like,
so you want to in another life, you'd like to be good at it?
I think when I retire one day, in a couple years.
Yeah.
Because this is
we make millions every year.
In a couple years, I'll focus on it. I will just do it.
Yeah.
Because I'll have time. I'll have time, right? Yes.
You would hope. Yeah. You would think so.
Is that just me?
No, I hear you, man. Kids get older. They start leaving the house. You're sitting around twiddling your thumbs. You're just like, I can see a piece of wood over there. I can sell a little.
What's
that creaking upstairs? How we fix
Dan,
that?
any feels?
No.
Come on.
All right, we'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about wedding veil expectations. We're talking about the wait what. Brian, what are you waiting and what are you wedding?
I got a few here. First of all, at the end of Legacy, which was the last of the original 3.
The third one, yes.
They agreed to meet up in San Francisco again. And
attaboy.
You nailed it. It's a really good job.
Attaboy.
They acted like they didn't even have a plan, and Avery suggested Nolans, which I'm all about them going.
You love a Nolans.
We love you,
Nolans.
That's right, yeah.
But I kind of was wondering what would have happened in San Francisco. So just wondering why they went with
Was that a wait what?
Are you sure you're not near what?
Yeah, no,
you got on your right section of the notes?
The inconsistent that they already decided what they were going to do, but
then they didn't do it.
Right, and they just brought up skipped over that and brought up a different.
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny how they did that.
Hysterical.
So the timing, the timeline, the
it doesn't make any sense.
It makes zero sense.
What about this timeline doesn't
make
sense to you?
It's the biggest thing that they messed up. So I assumed it was late summer, early fall, and it had to be between April and October because they mentioned the Red Sox and the Yankees playing.
That's right.
So they put themselves in a
baseball season box.
So that's April to October.
Yeah.
And if you do the math on either of those, April plus 7 months, which they said on the screen, 7 months is
November. That's right.
Which is not the time for an outdoor wedding.
Not in Boston.
No, but we could have had, if we're using the Red Sox Yanks as the pinpoint.
Could be October.
It could be a later in the season game that brings us to spring.
If they're in
May.
you're not planning an outdoor wedding in May, on the ocean.
Oh my gosh!
Really?
You're not.
No, that's fair. I would agree with that.
You're just not.
You're not doing it.
I mean, they're in sleeveless.
My problem is that if it's 7 months later, that baby's at least 2 months old, 3 months old, which means that she was what, 4 months pregnant at the end of the movie?
Which, so the timeline of it, man, was really tough. So it being the end.
Why did they land on 7 months, you think?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you
They could have done a year.
Skip ahead a year.
And none of us would have blinked.
A year would have been
baby
perfect.
looked like 3 months. It would have been
like 7.5 more months having the baby, then 3-4 more months the baby's.
Because I was under the impression that she was still early on in her.
Same.
She's very early on.
Yeah. And then it would have been the end of summer. They could have been outside still. So maybe they just messed up the 7 months and it meant to say a year. The other thing that
hey, you put a year on that, right? That's close. About half of that.
The other one here was that in the age of artificial intelligence, home assistants, and even timers, they still went with the old clapper.
The old clapper. And they both had to do it at the same time.
Exact same time. And then she did, at one point, she did say lights out or something like that, and it went off. So the clapper seems to have a voice activation as well now.
Interesting.
The last one.
What doesn't turn the lights off? What noise doesn't?
She could have banged on those walls.
That's
those old
right,
walls,
yeah.
That thing would have gone out. The other thing was Avery lied to Mario, the restaurant owner, about having she ordered a minivan. And then instead of just saying,
I bet you didn't like Mario.
I was keeping a secret, they bought a minivan.
Just right away. Like nobody will know.
Like that day. So just a commitment to seeing that lie through.
I'm not, no, this is just, I played tennis. Is that a Chrysler Pacifica out in the parking lot? Oh, yeah. Just like the way it rides, really. Yep. Nothing else for my tennis gang.
Right.
For my tennis people.
Not for my growing family.
Yeah. They bought a minivan and she took tennis lessons just to keep up all of her lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a couple. At the beginning of the movie, the establishing shot we get is of a castle with a Range Rover and another really nice vehicle outside of it.
Yeah, some sort of like coupe.
I call a hard nonsense on that kitchen being inside of that house with those cars sitting outside of it. Yeah. Not happening. Not happening. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Our kitchens at our houses are bigger than
bigger than that. Yeah, I'm just not buying it. I loved Sam, the character. I thought he was a lot of fun. I don't know entirely what he does because he seems like he's just always there, never actually doing anything, and always has a guy on speed dial.
General contractor.
I do think that is a thing, but I also. He's got to have a specialty of some sort, right? That he actually does.
Just a GC.
Well, no, a general contractor brings in everybody. That's his job.
Is he always also just there?
Yeah. Well,
they're at a lot of jobs.
I got a cloud guy.
The biggest issue is
I did love he had a cloud
GCs
guy.
do have
He's got a cloud guy.
You know that they're loaded because they've hired a general contractor that's only working on their property.
That's right. Focus on this.
He's like, I could squeeze you in the schedule, and then he's just there nonstop.
They're nonstop. Yes, of course.
Last one I have. They live in Mass, right? Boston area.
Sure.
And Sam comes in and says, "Red Sox, Yanks, who you got?"
Yeah, that's tough.
Come on. No, you don't even have to ask, right?
No,
you don't have to ask.
No.
You don't have to ask.
No, you get right to who's pitching that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You think Kirchland's going to do it?
Kirchland?
Kirchland? Dano?
I think I did mention this in the first trilogy, but I don't know if I've ever experienced 3 people of this age using the telephone this much in the last decade. They talk on the phone together all the time. That's called a group chat, is what that's called. No, but I don't even know how to do a 3-way call on my cell phone.
Same here.
Like, when would you use that feature? Just group chat that thing.
We should try it.
That never ceases to be weird, just to get these other actors in the movie where they could just be, chatting would be the easiest way. Look, I know we've talked a lot about the accent. I think the problem that I have that becomes more and more noticeable in the film is not that he's doing the accent. You know what? He made a choice. They decided to stick with that choice. Great. My issue is that they're in Boston and literally no one else in this movie is attempting any sort of accent. Mm-hmm. Everyone else is from Canada, and this guy's doing a 40% Boston, 40% Middle European, 20% American accent. And that
100% reason to remember the name, though.
The name, that's right. But I think that's my issue is that if everyone was doing their own Boston accent, it would be funny because everyone's trying to do this thing. But when you're doing this, you're making this choice and everyone else is just being themselves.
Yeah. Including your mom.
Your mom has your character's mom has no accent. None. Zero. Lacey, no accent. None of these people. And so the general contractor, the general contractor in Boston.
Dude, they should be bleeping him out every other word.
Every other word. No question about it. And so I think that's
I got a bleeping cloud guy.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing that's tough is you're the only person that's actually making this try to look realistic, which is the big problem. Why is she lying so much?
Yeah.
Like, I guess maybe you just do that if that's who you are and when you're pregnant and don't want to tell anybody. There are so many ways to not lie and just keep moving forward. Like, literally just ask a question. What's down on your wrist? Oh, you like that? Great. And then you walk out of the room. That's it. That's the whole thing. Like, it's not like it's hard to do. But I think my bigger problem is she always thinks that her and Kevin McGarry are in a fight. Always. Like, she's like, why are we fighting so much? And literally all movie long, they really don't fight.
They just disagree.
But just disagree on something. Like, she's like, ooh, we could go out to a romantic dinner. And he just like waves her off like, yeah, whatever. All right, not great.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do need to, as hard as I am on this movie, in the field segment, after I thought about it, Kevin McGarry's reaction to learning he's going to be a father is great.
Yep,
and I do want to make that known. But
too late.
They don't. Yeah, it's too late. There's nothing we can do.
It's a retroactive feel.
And then at one point, part of her fighting is, one day you're going to stop waking me up with roses. I would hope so.
Yeah.
That's quite a bar that Kevin McGarry has to go and get a rose every day to put on the pillow. That is not feasible or sustainable for the planet.
That's a rookie. That's a rookie newlywed move. Though.
Yeah.
Like, you learn later. Like, you don't start that high.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, man. That's tough right there, for sure.
I early on when I was into my now wife, we worked at camp at the time, and she mentioned that she liked ring pops, and I took that as
that was your sign.
I freaking love ring pops. Is what I took that as.
Yeah.
So like every day I was like giving her a ring pop, and finally she was like, I don't like them that much. Like, I like ring pops a normal person amount.
And you took that as she hates you.
I did it. Did it crush me? Yes.
But what's wild is you know that like for a week before then, knowing your wife, she was like, "How do I break it to this guy?"
But anytime there's one of these things where
I can't
like
stomach another ring pop,
it would be more believable if Lacey was like, "Hey, I actually don't like roses that much. They're not my flower."
Oh no!
Instead of, "Hey, can you? I need you to keep it up with the with the rose thing." Hey, let's do this. What the Hallmark? It's where we talk about any questions we have that we would like some answers to. Brian, what are you still wondering about, pal?
Yeah. So one question I had watching was when she did that interview, she had Carruthers come and do the segment on
Carella?
Carruthers, the TV guy. Carella? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
you got him.
So he came, and they're filming in the museum and doing this whole segment, and I'm just wondering if Mason knew about that. Like, was he not aware whatsoever? Did he have to approve something like this?
Nah, just showed
Seems
up.
like something a little bit like undermining the authority and what his plans for the direction of the museum. But that was it.
I got to be honest with you. I am way too in on wanting to know what it's like to get some art trading going on. What's it like to be in the room? Hey, John. I know you want to do a three for three, like straight up, but I can't do anything less than a 4 for 3. Like, this is Avicii.
This is all you can do.
How hard is he playing here? Like, what's the quality of the 3 painting that he's getting for his 3, including the Avicii?
It's 5 for 5. They corrected you in the chat.
Oh, really? It's 5 for 5. Whatever. Either way,
it's
it was
an Arby's situation.
Either way, it's a 1 for 1 situation.
You want to pull an Arby's? 5 for 5. Oh, that's boy, I haven't pulled an Arby's in a while.
So yeah, I'm into that. I'm into the deal making part of this way more than I am, and I do want to put this on the record, and I just want to say that this is an assumption on my part, but I was amazed by how many people came out for the lace exhibit. I know Corella DeVille over there has a huge following, and anytime Corella goes on the record with, "Hey, come to the lace thing," people are going to come, but
Shocking.
A shocking amount of lace. But listen,
if it was more than a dozen people, I would have been. That's a lot of people.
The last time that I asked for people to send me emails when they're listening to the show, I regretted it. That was Christmas Eve. When I said just email me the word okay, I was just neck deep in okays for Christmas. But I do want to know,
yes, right?
It was just the word yes. Are there people that are just freaking obsessed with lace? Like, there are a few things that for me, if I was at an art gallery and there was a room devoted to lace, I would not walk into that room. That's how uninterested I am in that. So are there people that this is their thing? I'm intrigued by that as well.
Weird.
That aren't okay. I don't think you're weird if this is your thing. I just want to put that out there. Dan does. Don't email Dan. I don't think it's
just
weird.
Email Lace.
I just don't think the amount of people that were in that room that one night is more than the amount of people that I would have assumed would have seen that thing ever
in the world.
So that's where I am. That's how on the other side of the spectrum of lace love I'm on. So I do want to know, if that's your thing, would you have gone to that? Is what I want to know. Bring it back to Hallmark.com.
Yeah, I just want to know how we somehow on the cutting room floor we left out the home inspection. They bought a house that literally needs everything redone, everything, and they don't find this out until they come in to look at one thing, and then it turns out it's all the electrical, plumbing, kitchen, it's everything. And so you bought a castle, you own a Range Rover, you didn't get somebody to come out and inspect the home first. Like, that would be like, that's just like part of getting a mortgage. Like, you just buy it in cash.
Yeah, they must have. She likes old stuff.
That's right. So yeah, that was my question. That's all I got.
Fantastic. We did it, everybody. Congratulations. What a wonderful Tuesday fun time we had.
Tuesday fun time.
But it's not over yet. It is time for the Double Decker of the Week.
Woo. Panda, hit it, buddy.
Double Decker of the Week.
Oh,
Whoa.
Panda, you're here, buddy.
Oh, man. I barely made it.
Have you been watching the Christmas movies?
Oh, my gosh. So
Which one's been your favorite so far?
Christmas over easy.
Christmas over easy. It's a diner. Eggs and stuff.
Right up your alley.
Oh, I loved it.
Big time.
Or right like they went on a road trip.
Yeah.
Right up your
Eggy.
No. Could be better.
What do we have today, Dan?
All right. I'm going to do the best I can with what I have.
All right, fair enough.
Lore Lair. L-O-R-E-L-E-H-R. L-O-R-E first name. L-E-H-R second name.
Yeah.
Last name.
Absolutely.
Lore Lair. Maybe Lori. L-O-R-E. Lori.
Yeah.
Let's say Lori just to be safe.
No, we're going lore.
Lore Lair.
Is there a lore about lore?
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because, as a matter of fact, it's called Big Lore.
What does that mean?
Well,
what do you mean it's called? What is it? What is it?
Well, it's the new podcast. It's Big Lore. People tell two stories. They have to tell about the time they used a big lore and then the time they told a big lore.
Are those the two same things?
No,
they're the same things.
They're not.
Told?
No.
Give me an example of how you use a lore without
telling a lore.
Oh, yeah. So you use a lure. That's when you go and you put that thing on the fish and you drag it. I'm saying basically the same thing. And then the second one is when they went ahead and they have to tell a time they told a lure.
Gotta clap.
No. Welcome to the Lore. Your host, Sammy Smile.
Hey guys, it's Slam It. Hey guys, it's Sammy Sly. What's my name? Sammy. Smile. Hey everybody, it's Sammy Smile. Welcome to the Lore with Lore. Lore, how are you?
Oh, so good.
And producer tag. How are you, producer tag?
Awesome.
Time to hear today's lore and lore. TJ Skinny is from Maine. TJ, give us the
It's almost like we got a fourth person coming in the 3-man booth. You know what I mean?
TJ, tell us about that time you used the lore.
Well, I was on the lake Quackawhack, and I had my rod and reel, and I said, could I go swim? Could I go crickets? Could I go worms? Could I dig deep and find something better for that lure? And lo and behold, I reached down, closed my eyes, felt the magic, hooked it up, cast a rod, and it was a big one.
And when you tell a lore.
When I told that story just now. Lure out.
Oh, wow. I don't know if it's going to do
I
much.
will say I do like TJ.
I do like that
your
guy.
Fishing stories with TJ sounds like a better show.
I think that's wonderful.
He's great. He's great. He's great. And that was all.
Put his
all the
hands
time
in.
because that was a lore.
Closed his eyes. Felt the magic.
That's exactly right. Wow. I think it's going to take off, lore. Keep doing God's work. Back to you guys. Oh, we felt the magic, that's for sure.
Did.
We're going to be back tomorrow with a Deck the Lifetime Uncorked. Reba McEntire's The Hammer is what we're going to be touching on tomorrow with our good friend Patrick. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.